Hello, hello, and welcome to my Pick Three at a Glance family and viewers. Welcome and welcome. If you're a first-time viewer, appreciate it if you would like, share, and subscribe, and your family also. Today is September the 24th, and what I have here today is the Pick Three at a Glance system that works in any state, anywhere around the world, when they use 1,000 numbers to play the Pick Three. What I do is I take 22 numbers and I do the 1-1 rundown on those 22 numbers to come up with the 1,000 numbers that's easily trackable. Also, I have a strategy where you can check the front pairs, you can check the back pair, you can check the number positioning, you can check the doubles, you can just all at a glance. Tracking is the way to go. With my system, there's no need to use the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the grids, the flips, and the multiple different rundowns, because you're working with the actual 1,000 numbers. And you know at all times what numbers are played and what numbers aren't played. But I have something that I've been looking at that I wanted to show everyone why it's so important to track the numbers, the actual 1,000 numbers, and to break them down to really get that decent hit and help us be better Pick Three players. And I've been studying something and I've been trying to get in my head the best way to explain it. And this is what I'm going to go with. All right. So try to follow along with me. It's not really new to me. I know what I want to say, but I want to make sure that I explain it correctly. So to let you know how difficult it is to try and figure out how to hit the number that's coming the next day. If you're not tracking, you have to track the numbers down like a bloodhound to figure out what number is really going to come out. Okay, one thing about this, we work by the law of averages. And I've been tracking numbers and hitting using the law of average. My system is based off the law of average. And I'm going to use the triples as an example. You know, in every drawing, midday or evening, on average, if you play these triples here, these 10 here, well, you know the zero at the top, you really don't need the zero at the bottom. But you know you got the zeros to 9. On average, in a whole year, you're only getting, on average, you might get 3 triples out of a year. That's if you're playing midday or if you're playing evening. Like Texas, they got 4 draws. So you could get 3 triples on each one of those per year. That's why triples are not really to your advantage. Okay, I really don't invest in triples unless I really see something through my tracking, my actual tracking, that by the law of average, the likelihood of that triple coming in is great. Okay, now, Mike, I hit the triple nines at one time because in Missouri we had a midday draw and an evening draw, and triple nines hadn't failed for 9 years. So I hit them in the 10th year. I say they got to come, you know. I work by the law of average. They hadn't failed midday or evening for 9 years. This is what we're looking at. That's why I'm saying the importance of tracking the numbers. Now, the same way here, this strategy that I'm talking about, that you can only get 3 triples in a year of drawing because you got only 365 days, and you in a year, but you have 1,000 numbers, so that's like a third of each, numbers. Same principle as here. Now, what I did, I took 012, 023, I mean, 012, 123, 234, 345, 456, 567, 678, 789, 890, 901. And the same principles here. You got this 01 would be the front pair, and this 12 would be the back pair. Each one of these pairs, on an average, on this front, you could only get 3 out of a year, okay, on the front. Same way on the back. On average, you only get 3 on the back. There's 1, 2 on the back. There's 1, 2 on the front. You can only more likely only get 3 out of a year. There's 2, 3 on the back. You only get 3 out of a year. There's 2, 3 on the front. You only get 3 out of a year. There's 3, 4 on the back. You only get 3 out of a year. There's 3, 4 on the front. You only get 3 out of a year. 4, 5 on the back. 3 out of a year on average. There's 4, 5 on the front. 3 out of a year. 5, 6 out of a year. So on. Just screenshot this and see what I'm saying. So if that's the case, you have to track the numbers, because if you're only getting 3 out of the year, you don't know what number is going to come on average. All right? If you're only getting 3 out of a year. So this is what we have here that I'm thinking and you tracking. All right? So with that being said, there's a possibility that none of these numbers could show up within a year. This 01 might not show up all year. This 12 might not show up all year. This 23 might not show up all year. This 34 might not show up all year on the front. The 4, 5 might not show up all year on the front. The 5, 6 might not show up all year. The 6, 7 might not show up all year. And the 7, 8 might not show up same way on the front. And then on the same way on the back. Might not show up all year, one of the numbers, or two of them. Because you only get 365 days in a year, and you get 365 other numbers out of a year, and it's 1,000 numbers. But the thing is, why it's important to track, when that happens, say the 01 here don't fall for the whole year, and the 112 don't fall for the whole year, by law of average, if you want your number, your pick 3 number would be 0, 1, 2, or any 0, 1, 2. You'd made them up, or there's 1, 2, 3. If you know the 12 didn't fall front on all year, or the 2, 3 didn't fall on the back all year, your number would be 1, 2, 3. And you wouldn't make any number like that up. If you find out the front didn't fall all year, and you find out the opposite of it didn't fall all year, then you would made them up. You got a better chance of tracking the numbers and tracking them down like a bloodhound than just using the tic-tac-toes and the date sums and the grids and other different rundowns to find your pick 3 numbers to play. And with my system on this 1,000, with this sheet here, you can track all 1,000 numbers. And you can see at a glance what numbers ain't failed. And then if you see that this 012 ain't failed all year, and you see that this 01 on the front ain't failed all year, and the 12 on the back ain't failed all year, that's your number to put in your bucket list when you hit. And you're going to always have numbers to play if you're tracking the numbers. But you're not going to have numbers to always play if you're just using the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the grids, and the flips, because you don't know where the numbers are at. But we can do this. This is doable. Remember, this is very important, that out of a year, a 01 front might fall for the whole year on average in any of these numbers that you're playing. Same way on the back. Only 3 times out of the year on any of these numbers. So that's the importance of making sure you track the numbers. Because we can do this. See, pick 3 is teachable and doable and trackable. That's the only game you can do that on. This is the only game you can do this on. You can't do it on pick 4 or pick 5 or all them other numbers they got. But this here has to rotate by the law of average. Each one of these numbers have to change positions 6 times. And it's going to take 3 years for all these numbers to rotate out or more. So this is very important for you to understand if you're a lotto head and a pick 3 player, that this 01 gonna only hit 3 times out of the year. This 12, this 23, this 34, this 45, this 56 out of the year. And the same with the backs. So if you're not tracking your numbers, you're playing a loser's game. We can do this because we can track them down. Each state track your own numbers. Each individual track the numbers in your state. They all gonna rotate differently. But by the law of average, you're gonna be able to pinpoint that number down, and you're gonna be able to whack them like a whack-a-mole. You're gonna know what number to play, and when you hit, you'll be able to play another number because you'll know why you're playing and you won't be guessing. We got to get out the guessing game with this because we don't have to guess with this because we can track this. The other games you can play and guess on because, it's all luck anyway. This here is doable. Now, I don't know no other way to put it. You can only get 3 12s on the back end out of a year on average. If it comes, but if it don't come, that's a good thing because you'll know how to mate it up. You'll see what number they come on the front or they come on the back. You can mate them up, and on the next year, 9 out of 10 is gonna come out just like you played it, just like you want to play it. It'll come out 1, 2 gonna come out that year, or it'll come out 1, 2, 3. If the 12 on the front didn't fall and the 2, 3 on the back didn't fall. So this is going to be very important for my pick 3 players to start looking at. Okay? So if you have any questions, and you don't understand, call Mo Money Terry, 314-260-9801. This been haunting me all, for a while to explain because we need this to get them now. We need this to get them. We need to know this. That only 3 of these gonna come out of here if you track them. All right? I put a lot of study into this. A lot of study. And I'll find somebody to dispute what I'm saying. All right? So family, play them till they come. Make that money, y'all. God bless.